A comedy of errors this morning. 20th time is the charm in this video. Shannon, could tell the people how many times I've messed up this one. So
I think 75.
75.
No, not at all.
At least. We're here with Shannon Kirk. And Shannon Kirk is here to please let this go through. We're taping on Kim Smith's Fuji camera, and we're hoping for a not camera stick full or battery exhausted message on the back of this camera right now. We're here to talk about your book, not about my malfunctioning problems with camera work. Method 1533.
1533. Yes.
The feel-good story of 2015.
The opposite of that.
The opposite of that.
It's sort of, dark thriller.
Dark thriller, and it's your first novel, and it is your first. It's not self-published. It is. You have a publisher.
Yes.
So great honor.
Yeah, I'm really excited and honored. Yes.
This is very fresh right now because we haven't gone over this 15 times, as you can all tell. No, but no, really, it's a dark thriller. Mm-hmm. But as we spoke earlier, you didn't get started that way. You set out to write a love story. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was working on a love story that takes place partly in heaven, kind of. And it's really light and sort of the opposite of this. And I just one day wanted to write about a sociopath, and
what was the impetus for that?
I don't know, I was in the bookstore and came across a book on sociopaths, and I thought it'd be cool to do a book on a sociopath, but I wanted to make her different. I wanted to make her really vulnerable. So the most vulnerable person I could think of was a pregnant teenager who gets kidnapped, and so that's how I came up with that.
So this isn't a one-dimensional character, I would say.
No, she's very multi-dimensional. She has no emotions. Well, she can control her emotions, so she's not strict sociopath with no emotions. She just can really control them. So she uses that as her way to escape or work on
and survive.
How to escape.
How do you channel someone like kind of that way? I mean, do you feel like you're a dark person with all these different mental levels, or how do you get into like that deep that you can write a character, your first novel out, with that many dimensions? And you said earlier you spoke that you didn't even have an outline. So how do you write a character that with that many depths of level? You know, how does that happen?
I don't even know. She just sort of. I've heard other writers say this, and I never really believed it, but now I kind of believe it. You get a character, and they just sort of speak to you, and you just write it, and you write it as you go. So I just went with it. But I am on the opposite spectrum of this character. I feel too many emotions. So, I don't know. I mean, I just tried to imagine what it would be like if you could really, truly control your emotions and not feel fear and not feel hate and not fear love and just be an automaton kind of.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I don't.
Is
know
that part of what helps her to survive?
Yeah. Yeah. So it helps her because she says in her mind she has a switch where she can turn it on and off, and so.
Wish I could have that kind of switch.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Fear. Yeah.
You just turn it off.
Do you have any personal fears? What are some of your big fears?
I think my number one fear is to be crippled, I think, is my number one. And then my second would be going blind.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of normal, right? Do you have anything like with height or being in the dark or?
Not really, no. Well, maybe, probably being confined, which, being in a small place.
Some people have if you you don't even have to put pressure, but like if you just confine that they don't have movement of their arms, like they just freak out.
Oh,
really?
Yeah,
Is
that
that
would
you?
freak me. I mean, I hadn't thought of it before.
Right, I never thought of it before.
But that would freak me out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess as a woman and think of a guy like that you're not. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so the book is not. So you have a not for sale, uncorrected proof of it in your hand. It looks beautiful. But you also we're going to use this next week as a prize for one of the new subscribers to the podcast, and thank you for that. So how rough is this copy? I mean, has this been through your publisher's editors already?
Yeah, so this is the version that's gone to newspapers and libraries and early readers. So it's really, really close. I would say we did one other edit after this one, and it wasn't really, it was more like commas missing, or
Sure.
we changed a couple of words, but this is pretty final.
Huh.
Pretty very close.
How does it end up? Like with all the I don't know how much the population of the United States is, but and what the population of writers are. So and how many books get published every year? How does a library decide they're going to put this book in their library or not?
I don't know myself. It's a huge mystery. My publisher has some kind of distribution network, and then there's a thing called NetGalley that libraries and bloggers and so on have access to, and then they just, I don't know what it takes for them to decide what to shelf. I know that locally I had to give my publisher, names of local bookstores and local libraries because they're more apt to take local authors. But beyond that, I don't know. I guess it's really whoever is the acquisition lead wherever who decides.
Well, I know one thing is that they do not, for the most part, take self-published books at most libraries. So
I bet you unless it has a local flair, because there's a
Right.
lot of self ones that
Yeah.
right.
No, I think that they're pretty strict. Like,
Oh really?
yeah,
they wouldn't. They
yeah.
wouldn't.
I think it's a rare case when they do. I think that they're pretty
Interesting.
strict about it because
Wow.
there's usually so many type of grammatical errors, especially for libraries. They don't want anything with
Oh,
grammatical errors. In
I
it,
didn't know
so,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So or do you know at this point if there are any local bookstores that people are going to be able to get it?
That's what we're working on now, and it's in my publisher's hand right now to work through their sales force. But I would imagine and hope so.
Hopefully it'll be at all the,
Yeah.
Well, I guess the point.
Gloucester, Rockport, Toad Hall, Gloucester Bookstore.
Gloucester Bookstore.
Yep.
But
all
I
of
guess
those,
what I
yeah.
would say is when you do find out, if you could, send me a press release or whatever saying, hey, it hit the shelves, it's here, here, and here. You can get
Absolutely.
it there, and we'd love to put that out there for you.
Yep. That'd be great. It is available now even on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com and all of them.
Oh, okay.
You can pre-order.
For pre-order, yeah.
Yeah, but it should be in the local bookstores too. And
We
I'll
want
let you know.
people.
Absolutely.
We want people to buy it. At
Yeah,
the
Locally.
at the
place.
local
Yeah.
stores,
Yeah, I do
That'd
too.
be great. So, all right, great. Anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for.
Did you say when it exactly it's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
that's
out?
yeah. So it comes out May 5th.
Okay.
May 5th, 2015, and
Are you gonna have a book party?
I'm gonna have a big book release party
Oh,
on
yay.
May 2nd at the Grove in Manchester by the Sea.
Wonderful.
And I'll keep my tour and speaking and everything dates up to date on my website, which is going to be, the old one is there. You can visit that, www.sckirk.com, and very soon it will be shannonkirkbooks.com. But I'll direct them.
You'll redirect them. You're also on Facebook, shannon.c.kirk.com. facebook.com/shannon.c.kirk.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So all that information will be there too.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
Feel
So
free to
thank you.
use this video. Once we put it on YouTube and on the blog, you can use it any way you want. You can embed it on your own website. Do whatever you'd like. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck. And keep us informed of any local events that you have once it's out into the wild.
I will. Thank you so much.
Shannon,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thank you.